So anything that we repeat and we do over and over again is going to tend to get stronger. We're going to get better at it. We're going to get more efficient at it. We're going to get more accurate at it. How many of you ever seen a smoker just light up a cigarette without even looking, thinking about it? They know exactly where the pack is. It's totally unconscious. Okay, so here is how we're going to attack this cycle, okay? We're going to attack it in two places, these two places. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at the uncomfortable feeling part. This is where I'm going to introduce these mindset, I call them mindset tools, okay? I find that these are very, very effective when you're in that situation, when you want to eat something, when you're having that craving or something. If you use these tools, it will interrupt that pattern, and it can also do you a lot of good in other areas. So, the key to this, first, and we're going to practice these. I'm going to take you through, we'll go through, I'll show you how to do each one. The key to this, the foundation to it, is awareness. Awareness. And I'm not talking about in a woo-woo kind of spacey, spaced out way. I mean being aware of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and when you get good at it, these beliefs that I'm talking about. In other words, when you use the tool, you think, well, am I hungry, or is there something in my life that needs to change? Do I have a problem in my relationship? Do I need to have a difficult conversation? This is stuff, some of these things we have to do, and it will help everything, okay? But the first step, you can't do anything about it until you're aware of it. So the first exercise, the first tool I want to show you, I call 7-11 breathing. And I'd like you all to do this with me just so that you can experience it. The way we do this is you breathe in for a count of 7. You can breathe in through your mouth or through your nose. It doesn't really matter. And then you breathe out for a slightly longer time for the count of 11. Everybody's count's going to be different. Here's the way I do it. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wait a beat. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? Why don't you do it with me? In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I do it 4 times. And I want you to think about maybe whatever, just notice what goes through your mind. Just notice. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You breathe normally. Do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go ahead and breathe normally. Just notice what's going through your mind. Notice what's going through your mind. Notice the sounds in the library. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Notice the sounds over there in the distance. That's it. Now, if you were in a situation where you could just breathe normally. Be sure to breathe normally between, there's no set, but I would recommend doing it 4 times. And that took what, maybe a minute? So, if you're in a situation, like I said, with the donuts, in front of the TV, whatever, take the opportunity to do this. It will take you 1 minute. While you're doing it, notice if there's actually hunger in there that you're feeling. Or is it something else? Do you need to have a talk with your spouse? Do you need to get out and move around a little bit? Do you need to do something? Or are you really hungry? When you're done, if you're hungry, and it's legit, you go have something, have it healthy. But if it's not, then you've just taken a huge step towards improving your life because you will become more and more aware of what you need to do. That is very, very powerful. Change your breathing, you can change your state of mind. One of the things that the most important point I want to get across to you today is that I want to put you in the driver's seat. I want you to realize that you have control of your state of mind to a large extent. I mean, things happen, bad things happen, but more than you know, you can control what you think and what you feel. You don't have to be subject to advertising. You don't have to be subject to other people who are dumping their stuff on you. You don't have to just be battered around like that. That's like being a boat out on a lake without any kind of oar or motor. You're just being blown around by whatever way the wind goes. What I'm doing is I'm giving you a little outboard motor. So now you can go in the direction you want to go. Okay? That's what we want to do. All right, the next thing, and this is really powerful. I would like you to, okay, just do a little exercise for me. Go ahead and get in a comfortable position, and go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you to just imagine that right out there in front of you, you see yourself. Just see yourself as you are now, just standing there right in front of you. And I want you to notice the way you're standing or sitting. Notice the way you're holding your body. Maybe look at the left, kind of look around what's going on the left side, look at the right side. And then go ahead and open your eyes. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever done this, but you just experienced, if you did that, what I just asked you to do, a glimpse of your self-image. Self-image is like your internal GPS. Now, if you have a self-image that is of yourself as being overweight, no matter how many diets you go on, no matter how much exercise you do, no matter how many nutritional programs, if you hold a self-image in your mind of yourself as being overweight, it's going to pull you back in that direction. It's just like a GPS. On the other hand, try this. Now close your eyes again, and I want you to picture yourself in the future when this weight issue is way back in the rear view mirror. I want you to picture yourself doing something that you would love to do, achieving something that you would love to achieve, and just being the you that you would love to be. Picture that, imagine that, think of that in any way. Notice the way you're holding your body. Notice the things you say to yourself. Notice the expression on your face. Notice the way you feel. Okay, now go ahead and open your eyes. Now, how many people experience a difference in the self-image? Okay, and most people do experience a difference. Let's take this one step farther. Okay, can you all take your 3 fingers like this, thumb and these 2 fingers, and you can do it with both hands. Okay, and just let them rest on your like this. Just let them rest. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now close your eyes and do it again. Imagine that. Imagine yourself doing something you'd love to be doing out in the future. Any kind of weight, dietary issues are long gone, well in the past. Perhaps you can see the simple steps you took to get there and feel your fingers pressing together lightly. You don't have to press them together too hard. And let that feeling build up even more. Let the colors get a little richer, a little warmer. Let the feelings get a little stronger as you really become aware of those connection between your fingers. And you feel your fingers connected, and you feel the connection to that image. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Okay, now this is a very, very powerful tool. Why did I have you do your fingers here? It's not because it's some kind of a magical spell or something like that. It's because it gives you a physical anchor to lock this image to. Now, you're not stuck with the image that you came up with today, all right? You can keep developing that. But this is another thing. If you're say you're at a party, for instance, you're at a party and you feel, somebody makes a comment and it kind of makes you, lowers your self-esteem. Now you don't feel so good. And now you see all this cookies and junk over there and you just took a hit on your self-esteem. You're feeling a little bit shaky. Cookies, shouldn't I? Use this tool to remember, to connect with where you're headed. It's like a GPS. In spite of anything else that's going on, this takes no reasoning. You don't have to reason with yourself. You don't have to create any kind of arguments or rationale. You're just directly connecting with who you want to be. So those two tools are very, very powerful pattern interrupts that you can use whenever you feel craving. Okay, and by the way, I will, if you leave your email, I will send you the cheat sheets and stuff that you need to memorize. All right, let's take a look at this next one, because this next one is also really interesting. Change internal representation of the problem. Some of you, does anybody here have a certain kind of food that they have a problem with, that they just keep, anybody? Okay, what do you think of something that is a problem? Okay, well, I don't know if it's a big greasy cheeseburger, a nice chocolate sundae, something like that. What I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and close your eyes and imagine that. Imagine it, okay? Imagine that food that you really, really like. There's that cookie, there's that piece of cake, there's that piece of fried chicken, there's those potato chips. See them there, see the color, see, maybe you can smell it, and feel those feelings that you have for that. Okay, now go ahead and open your eyes. Now, for most people, when they think of that kind of thing, I don't know how many people this is true, but it's usually right in front of you. It's pretty close. It's pretty close, it's full color, and it's kind of like right here. How many people had that kind of experience? Okay, all right. Let's try this now. Go ahead and close your eyes. Think of that same thing. Think in the same location, right there. Very vivid, very visceral. Now, imagine the color fading out of it, so that it's gradually becoming black and white. Imagine the color fading out of it, so that it's becoming black and white. Fading, fading, fading. Now imagine it's getting smaller, smaller, smaller. It's the size of a golf ball now. Smaller, it's the size of a marble. Smaller, size of a pinhead. And now just imagine shooting it off over the horizon, and it's gone. All right, then go ahead and open your eyes. That's what we call, in fancy technical terms, changing your submodalities with regard to this food. That is also a very, very powerful. And you want to be careful with that one. Do that one to foods that you really don't want to eat, okay? You can also do that to other things that are bothering you. It doesn't have to be just food. And as a matter of fact, all of these tools can be applied to other things, but be careful with that one, okay? That one is very, very powerful. But definitely apply that to the foods that are a problem for you. So let's look at the last one here. When I talk about change of activity or becoming absorbed in something else, sometimes what happens is that people just don't have enough interest. They're not, they go to work, they come home, watch TV. There's nothing else in their life. So one very, very powerful tool that you can do is you can use is you can develop an interest in something. I don't know if that's playing a sport. It might just be taking a walk. It could be taking your dog for a walk. It could be doing anything. But if you have something else to do, if you're sitting there at home, you're in front of the TV, you come to this certain time when you usually hit the chips or whatever, if you have something else to do, practicing a musical instrument, maybe something that's not computer-based, but you could do it that way. Anything else to move your focus away, because our conscious attention is limited. We can only focus on a limited number of things at one time. If you move that focus away, very likely the food part will disappear and you can do something else. If you're really hungry, you can come back and do it. But if not, you forgot about it and you did something else. Okay, so those are 4 very powerful tools that you can use. All right, so let's take a look at the second part here and look at some strategies.